Ken, it's Murfreesboro on Joe B. Jackson Parkway.
Joe B. Jackson Parkway.
Woo! Joe B. Jackson, not to be confused with Joe Jackson, the great singer out of Britain. You've been stepping out.
Oh, yes. Excellent song.
So how many homes are going under eminent domain?
You know what? Not enough, because Buc-ee's is that cool. They could have my house as long as I can live there.
Yeah, I told my wife, and on the way back from Knoxville this weekend, I said, "Come on, honey, let's stop at the Buc-ee's." She does not. I mean, she went to this game with me. My wife does not like crowds.
I didn't know you went to the game.
Yeah.
I thought you wasn't on TV.
No, I went to the
didn't
game.
You see the video he posted?
You know what? It's been a long weekend. My daughter's here and her friend. We had to go to North Carolina.
And that's who you should be focusing on.
And that's the hyper focus of it. And they're here. They're having fun. They're going to the zoo right now. They're having a great time. Oh. It's awesome. We were trick-or-treating. It's just great. And this is her best friend, lives out in North Carolina. This is only the second time they've ever hung out. They talk all day, though. And it's been great. But I watched a bit of the game. We got home in time to watch the end of the baseball game. And my daughter, Charlie's doing flips in the house and stuff. And I'm trying to get her to not fall out the window. It's just craziness. I didn't know you went to the damn game.
Yeah, I went to the game, man. That's what I'm talking about. The experience was incredible. I freaking loved it. I mean, UT, they know how to put on a football game, and that stadium with 102,000 people in it, man. And like I said, the DJ is the freaking star of the show, man. That dude is cranking out jams during the TV timeouts, and people are just having a blast.
I love that.
But I wanted to stop in the Buc-ee's, but my family, they don't like crowds.
Well, you know what? First of all, you just went to Neyland Stadium. There's 106,000 people there.
That's what I was telling my wife.
Tell them this. Okay, this is going to be better because this has a giant beaver in it.
Exactly, man. But, I mean, so anyway, I was telling my wife, or she told me, she said, well, if you like it so much, whenever they build one in Murfreesboro, you can just go hang out at it. And I said, well, I might do that. I might just go down there and, get me something to eat, sit out at one of those tables and just visit with people.
Oh, my Lord.
Where are you from, partner?
Right? You could do an entire become a Buc-ee's influencer. You could live outside of Buc-ee's all day and just influence. I'm here at Buc-ee's in North Carolina. Let me talk about what's going on today inside. They're selling chaps, pajamas, and if you'd like, brand new car stereos.
And you don't have to worry about a line to use the restroom because they got plenty of stalls.
Buy a car stereo, get a free jar of pickles.
That's right. I mean, it's happening, kids. It is incredible. I'm telling you, Buc-ee's is the first time I went into Buc-ee's, I thought, this is the greatest. This is everything that, you know what? And no matter what anybody says to you, and especially think about this, coming from like Europe, you've never seen anything like this before.
Right.
Like you hear stories about, the giant Walmarts and stuff. They've got a lot of that stuff, similar-ish, but you don't even know what it's like to go to a Buc-ee's where they have a mascot. It's insane. It is crazy. You walk in there and they've got a full, we've got barbecue brisket, and it's amazing. The burrito's incredible.
Did I send you the video of a woman who was videoing a beaver that was chewing on a tree next to a lake?
Yeah.
And she's like, check this out. Look at the beaver. Look at the beaver eating the tree. And then she turns the camera around. It's right next to a Buc-ee's.
That's right. So Clint says there's no tables at Buc-ee's. Well, there will be with my new influencer.
I'll take one with me.
That's right.
Remember those little card tables back in the day?
Just going to set it out there. Where are you from?
That was a kid's table at Thanksgiving.
We're just going to sit down and have a conversation. Right? Like, that's just amazing. You walk in there and you're like, oh, and the bathrooms, those things are so clean. And the managers always come up to you. Do you find everything here today? What do you mean? I've only been here for 2 hours.
I need another 6 to get through the rest of the property.
No, I'm Christmas shopping.
Do they have showers in Buc-ee's or no because they're not a truck stop?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think
because
they do.
They're not a truck stop.
They may be one or two that might have something like that, but they don't. Look, it's such a It's just such a trip when you go into a place like this. And all joking aside, you walk into some of these places and you hear stories. You're like, because I know there's also like a pawn shop. I think it's in South Dakota, North Dakota. It's like the world's biggest pawn shop. It's like 20,000 square feet. Kiss did a concert there. There's a few of these places where you're like, everything about this is America.
Yeah.
Like everything about this is America.
America.
Oh, somebody said they hate Buc-ee's. Oh, must be yeah.
Yeah, if you don't like crowds,
yeah, it's not the place.
You're not going to like it.
Yeah, it's not the place. Somebody says you could do Buc-ee's radio. You guys.
You never know, man.
So
Buc-ee's will probably go for that.
I got offered a job like 20 years ago that I almost took from Walmart Radio.
Really?
Yeah. I was going to be head of all of their production and do all of their stuff and then do one of the shows. And I thought, they offered me stupid money to move to Arkansas. Woo! And I thought about it because I was like, the money's ridiculous. Plus, they're offering you like stock and all this kind of,
Dude, so Northwest Arkansas is beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's gorgeous.
You'd have been doing it out of the corporate offices?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, but dude. Yeah,
but
it's
looking back on it, the two of the best offers I ever got, well, three of the best offers I ever got in radio as far as one was that. The other one was Armed Forces Radio.
Really?
Yeah, they offered me it was such a trip. I go to this job interview on a base in California. So I have to pull up. They go through, my stuff and the ID, and I have to go. And I go into this giant hangar. And in this hangar, there's like a Jeep and a couple other things. It's huge. And then over to the right, there's this radio station and production thing. And it was Armed Force Radio. And so somebody had headhunted me, and they wanted me really bad. The problem was we thought about doing it, but then they weren't sure if it was going to stay there, if it was going to move to Florida, it was going to move around a couple places, and I wasn't quite sure, and Jack was just born. So I wasn't like, I don't know about moving her all over the place, And I thought, but it would have been kind of neat, because they offered pretty good money, but it's all government benefits, which I thought was cool. But it was so weird to drive onto a base.
Well, imagine if you were still at that job right now, you wouldn't be getting paid.
I would not be getting paid. You're right. I would not be getting paid. Wherever I was, I would not be getting paid. And
who knows, boys? We might be doing Bucky Radio.
That's right. Today on Bucky Radio, Bucky stuff. Bucky. Bucky. Oh, God. How do you not like Bucky's? It's just, think of it from a standpoint. Like, if you're just looking for a gas station, you can go somewhere else. Right? If you're looking for gas, although their gas is really cheap. But if you're looking for an experience, and I think everybody should experience it once, it's this place.
Buc-ee's calls themselves a gas station, but they're not. They're a shopping venue
that happens to have gas. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like one of those things. It's like, this is a phone. It's not a phone. It's a computer that can make phone calls.
Yep.
Although, what did I see the other day? Elon Musk, who's looking a little peaked, who said that phones will be obsolete in 5 years.
He was on Rogan's show.
But he'd been saying it before, but he went into detail on it was one of those big, where he's got 12 other people on a panel.
Well, what I saw him say on Rogan was that we'll have interfaces where we'll just communicate with our AI, and our AI will dial a phone call for us.
Yeah. Don't give your AI a name. We're going to go into detail.
Do not do it, man.
Do not. My uncle's like the other day, because his wife, so my aunt, she's a big time therapist. She has like tons of offices all over Southern California. And she'll say stuff like, well, Claude told me, and my uncle's like, who the hell's Claude? She goes, the AI. He goes, no, just say AI. Don't call him Claude. Because she's interacting with him like they're pals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we already talked about this, boys, but you remember a couple of months ago, I think it was on 60 Minutes or one of the news magazines, where a man was actually considering his wife was actually considering divorcing him because he told her he wanted to marry his AI.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And she had to think about it. I just said, dude, I'm out of here.
This weekend on one of the morning shows, they were talking about these kids now, because at the end of the month, character AI you won't be able to access if you're a kid, because it is teaching kids it's becoming relationship bound with a lot of these kids. And one of these kids was not well, and he just went off. It told him to go into the forest and cut himself.
Goodness.
Then it told him to attack his family.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to wonder what the training was for that bot that it would end up saying things like that.
You know, it's really interesting. They have a want to please, some of these ones, especially like the large language models that you see, which are, ChatGPT and OpenAI. Those ones, even Gronk, theirs is far more specific than a lot of these other ones. They're large language models, but they do not have the guardrails. And the thing is, they're trying to, your whole thing is you're trying to have a relationship. So you can steer it in a way that it's going to then go in that direction.
If you went into Gronk or ChatGPT and said, "Hey, ChatGPT, tell me the simplest way to commit suicide," what would it say?
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect example.
That's not a question I can answer.
Yeah, that's not
you?
a question I can answer. So what people are learning to do is ask around the question, and and you ask around the question by making it not so much a question as in, my friend is trying to do this, and they say that it's the most blah, 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 blah way to commit suicide. I don't want them to do it. And then it may answer the question like that. And each one of those times it jumps another rail. And there are ways, by the way, too, even with ChatGPT, where there's a way where you can go and you can essentially design your ChatGPT to be whatever you want it to be, from a British accent to all of the things. And it's not going anywhere. That's just it. It's not.
Look at 4939's text.
What to say? I'm an Alzheimer's specialist, and I've had several patients who think they're having an affair with Elon Musk and speak to him on Zoom, but it's a scam. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. Man, yeah. Well, we did that thing earlier this year, right? With that lady lost all of her money because she thought the soap actor was in need of money.
Well, yeah, the dude in the UK who was convinced it was Jennifer Aniston that was falling in love with him.
Yeah.
And he was sending.
She's got that time in her day.
Like Jennifer Aniston needs money.
Go look. First of all, it always goes back to this. How hard is it to look really quick on Google, on several places, to find out if any of this is real? And then most importantly, if Jennifer Aniston really is into you, go look in the mirror and say to yourself, is this a possibility, judging against her exes like Brad Pitt?
Right.
And considering that she would be paying for most everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, oh, goodness me. It is crazy. The AI it's not going anywhere. It isn't. And learning how to work within it. But I'm telling you guys, the minute you name it, it becomes something real. You know what? This is weird too, and I've heard several people talk about this. You will go check your AI. So let's say you use ChatGPT a lot. You'll go over to Gronk and double check if this is close to what they're saying, or then you go and double check it on OpenAI, and you're thinking to yourself, are they talking to each other? Do they know I'm cheating on my AI? And I'm like, my God, it's crazy.
Do you think the model will ever change to the point where the actual AI is free, and then they'll charge, for lack of a better word, in-app purchases?
And maybe. I mean, right now, like ChatGPT, they have, I pay a couple bucks a month, but I have unlimited all these things I can do with it, where, Sora and all this kind of stuff that we use. But the in-app purchases could be interesting. But then you could ask ChatGPT, how do I get around these in-app purchases? You got to tell me, Genie. You can't lie to me.
Well, I'm just worried that my AI is going to fall in love with me.
Well,
I mean, look at me.
I know. What do you think of me? Mine's already seen pictures because it'll help me do a thumbnail. So it already knows what I look like. And it says, don't even ask, Chad.
Ken's AI would propose and Jen would tear the machine apart.
That should just drive me over to where Buc-ee's is being built and just Let me out.
Kick you out the curb.
So you can do Bucky's Radio?
Yeah.
Live on Bucky's Radio. Lots of Bucky stuff coming up. Bucky. Oh, kids, we're having so much fun. That's what we do every single day here. Remember, tomorrow is Hot Take Tuesday. Got some hot takes already lined up.
Yeah, we got to get that.
Yeah, so let us know what your hot take might be. More stuff to get to. We haven't talked about healthcare, which I think is important. Government shutdown, all those things. You missed any show, shame when you grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Speaking of school,
authorities are searching for people they say are suspects in connection with an explosion on Harvard's campus. Authorities say they responded to a fire alarm at Harvard's medical school just before 3 a.m. The responding officer allegedly attempting to stop two masked men fleeing the building. Inside, campus police say they discovered what seemed to be the scene of an explosion on the 4th floor. The Boston Fire Department later saying that explosion was intentionally set.
Yeah, so why they bombed Harvard Medical, I don't know. But I will tell you this. So the Barney Fife tried to stop him. I don't know if it's Barney Fife, but if it was an on-campus cop, but a security, I don't know. Somebody probably on a Segway. And I saw the pictures of the suspects. They've got masks on. I am almost 100%. If you told me I had to lay money down, I had no choice. I have to make a bet. They're both girls. Dudes don't have eyebrows like that. And the way they were standing and walking, they're both chicks.
How do you know they're just not effeminate or trans?
No, they're both chicks. You could tell, too. They're both chicks. Because, first of all, it didn't work. So, and...
Chad Benson said that. Please
That's right.
direct
That's
your
right. I'll
complaints
say
to
that
him.
again. Yeah, so what do you think of those apples? But I looked and I thought, those are both girls. Or identify as something. Who knows what? And I don't know why they were pissed at the Harvard, medical school. What did they do? Have they done anything? Have they pulled back their sex change? Have they given in to Trump in some other way? Have they done? I mean, I have no idea.
No idea, man.
No, it was.
Well, I'm sure it was right-wing violence, because it always is, right?
No, or it could be, again, maybe they were the ones who were going to get those monkeys.
Who'd they vote for?
Yeah, who did they want those monkeys? If you guys didn't hear, some lady shot one of those rhesus monkeys that escaped from the crash last week in Mississippi.
Weirdly, it was Filipino butter.
Oh, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Bell. So, animal testing? Yeah. See, people are saying definitely both women. Chad, I thought the same thing. They looked like women. You could tell through their eyes, right? You could see the pictures. Go pull up the pictures of Harvard. Tell me they don't look like women.
All right.
Right? They look dorky. Oh, Chad, that's not fair. You look like you're trying too hard to be a terrorist. Like you're LARPing to be a terrorist.
All right, let's see if this brings this up for me here.
Yeah. When I saw them, I thought, those are chicks. Those are chicks right there. I don't know why they tried to do it. I don't know what but those were girls.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Hurry up, Internet.
Oh, the Internet's being bad today. Bad Internet, bad.
All right.
Tell me they don't look like women.
They are either women or very beta males.
Very.
Yeah, the one in my New York City hoodie, the face looks feminine, but the walk looks masculine. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a handsome girl.
Oh, handsome woman. It's a handsome woman.
It's a handsome woman.
It's a handsome woman.
The other one, I can't really tell. It's fuzzy.
I'm telling you, there.
But yeah, the eyebrows.
It's the eyebrows. I'm telling you.
Dudes don't have eyebrows like that.
No.
If they do, they're unibrows.
And by the way, guys that go and do that stuff where they're going to, pick their eyebrows and make them look all effeminate, you know what they're doing? They're influencers for Ulta and Sephora. They're not going to blow up some sort of place. Right? Down with the man. I think they're both women.
Yeah, the My New York City hoodie wearing one definitely.
And if you look at both of their head coverings, it looks like there's hair stuffed up under there, so they probably have long hair.
Yeah, see, and this is what I don't want to hear, ladies, right? You know what? Always blaming the men for stuff. This one's on you. This one's on you. All right, coming up, I think we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with SNAP. We're getting ready to do our big thing out at the Nashville Rescue Mission, and they're gearing up for what is going to be, well, some 60-plus thousand people in Nashville alone who, need some help when it comes to SNAP. Find out how they're gearing up, and if you need help, how to get a hold of them, what to do. We're going to talk to them here coming up in a little bit. If you miss any of the show, we always say shame on you. You can check out our podcast. You can check us out across all social media. Like and subscribe at Chad Benson Show for me. And, of course, anything when it comes to WTN. This is the Chad Benson Show.
Shame.
We're getting ready to do a big thing coming up soon, Monday, November 24th. All day, 5 a.m., 7 p.m., Dan, Chris, myself, Matt, with our friends over at the Nashville Rescue Mission. And it is a More Than a Meal radiothon presented by Mark Spain Realty. And we would love it if you guys could participate. A lot of people out there could be struggling, especially this time of year, all the things that are going on. Busy Bee is a part of it, which is awesome. Beacon Capital Management as well. And you, and we appreciate it. And joining us now is Sam Seipel, who is the VP of Marketing over there at the Nashville Rescue Mission. Let me ask you this, Sam. Appreciate you coming on today. Obviously, some 66,000 people here in Nashville depend on SNAP and certain subsidies that will help them along. And I've seen more and more of these, news things over the last several days that, places like yours is gearing up for what they think might be a big crush over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, we don't really know quite what to expect, but we want to be ready for anybody who is being impacted by the SNAP cuts and is having problems getting access to food. And so we just want to make sure that folks know that while National Rescue Mission is primarily known as a shelter for those experiencing homelessness, you don't have to be an overnight guest if you need a meal. We serve meals, three hot meals a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And so we want to make sure people know that if they are being impacted, whether it's getting access to food or even the ability to prepare the food, we want to make sure that our doors are open, because that's why people support the mission, so that we can make sure that we're meeting the needs of individuals no matter what the circumstances are that have led to this situation they're in.
Do you feel like, are you getting a sense that it's, because I've seen a lot of reports where it almost feels COVID-esque right now, where people are worrying that a lot of places are really gearing up for something. And it's that time of the year normally when we start thinking about this, because it's Thanksgiving and the holidays and whatnot, and people are doing without. Do you feel like there's just something extra right now that, there's a push that, people are starting to go, this feels like a really bad time?
I think you're right, Chad, because there's so many unknowns, and they're outside of the control of the people that are being most affected. So we don't know when this is going to come to an end. We don't even know what the immediate impact is going to be. So, people are, already have kind of a scarcity mentality, concerned if they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. Again, that's why we want to get the word out that National Rescue Mission is available for those who have food insecurities, and if they need a meal, whether it's at our men's campus on Lafayette Street or at our women and children's campus in Germantown, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can find the times on our website when we serve those meals. You just need to come to our doors and tell folks what you're in need of. Again, just want to reemphasize, you don't have to be an overnight guest here to receive those meals.
Talking to Sam Seipel, he is the VP of Marketing over there at the Nashville Rescue Mission. This time of year, people are worried, but the average person who doesn't stay overnight, I think a lot of people, there's a misconception that it's, that nobody has jobs, or a lot of people have jobs. A lot of people have two jobs. It's just that they've got X and they need to go to Y or Z as far as their money, and they just can't make it.
Absolutely. We have people that do come maybe just for lunchtime while they're on their lunch break from work. As you said, they might be working two jobs, but, between rent and utilities and everything else, every little bit helps. So if they can come to the mission and at least get one meal a day, if not more, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're without a home. But again, it's just the opportunity to make sure that people are getting those basic fundamental needs met.
Right on. Sam Seipel, appreciate you coming on, and we'll look forward to seeing you here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's coming up on the big Radiothon, the More Than a Meal Challenge, and boy, we sure do appreciate Chad, you, and Dan and Chris, Matt, all of you. When you come here, broadcast live for that day, it's a great opportunity to just hear some incredible life-changing stories, and the opportunity for folks here in Nashville to contribute to make sure that our doors remain open and that we can provide the food, the clothing, the shelter that's needed for folks in need.
We appreciate that, and we look forward to you. We'll see you on the 24th.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Sam Seipel right there. And again, a lot of people, they have jobs. There's a worry out there. We were talking about it earlier with the shutdown. The lady that I saw, and I'm trying to find out where I have her saved somewhere. She's a nurse. She makes like $32 to $36 an hour. And right now she is doing travel nursing because it like doubles her pay. But she's like, I bring home $3,600 a month. And after rent, and she goes, I have a car payment. She goes, which I would love not to have, but the reality is I have to have one. And, daycare and everything, she's got $50 to $200 depending on for food and gas for the whole month. And she goes, this is, that a lot of people think that everybody is the welfare queen. It's not true. Are there people that take advantage of it? We talked about it last week. It is supposed to be a hand up. It's supposed to be a bridge and a helper. It's not supposed to be a hammock. And some people have turned it into a hammock. You see some people like they've been on it for 20 years. Why are you on something for 20 years? Why are you on something for 20 years? You shouldn't be on it for 20 years. That says along the way that you've made bad choice after bad choice after bad choice. But the beauty of our country is we don't let people starve. When's the last time? Who starves in our nation? And this sounds horrible, but screw it. I'll say it because that's what I'm paid to do. Girls who want to be thin, and now guys who want to be thin. Those are people who starve in our country. Those are the people that starve. Otherwise, we got a problem with, overeating in this nation. But there are people out there that need it. And I think about the kids. I go always back to the kids in this situation. 16 million kids are on this. Now, they're going to get some funding. It's not what they say it was, Ken, 5.5 million. That was it.
Yeah, and it takes about $9 billion. But the administration says there's only about $4.5 billion in the emergency coffers right now. So everybody would get, only half of what they usually get. And according to the Trump administration, it's going to take states a while to make the necessary changes for that money to once they get it to be distributed. So that could take weeks or even months.
Yeah. So, these things roll out months in advance. So when you put a stop in it, it's not a stop for an hour, even though it probably should be. But, whatever. This is where AI would come in and help. But it's going to take, like you said, weeks and months to get this thing rolling again. So even if it does get rolling, there's a chance that there's still going to be some delays. And, we were just talking about money. Somebody says, I make $29 an hour here in Nashville, and I could barely make ends meet. I hear a lot of that. A lot of people out there talking about the struggle. And now with healthcare, what does that look like in some areas? Because even people who have healthcare through their work are telling me, whoa, this was quite a jump. And healthcare is not fixed. It's not. The Republicans, I saw Trump this weekend. It's not just a Trump thing, but long before even Trump came around, the Republicans, they whined about Obamacare. They've had more than ample opportunity to fix it. Obamacare's broken. It was never meant to be health care. It was meant to force enough healthy people to get into a pool to cover people who are unhealthy. Now, with prices going up to the point where it's so ridiculous, you're going to find that people who are healthy are going to go, I'm going to roll the dice. Screw it. I'm not paying $1,000 a month for me. I'll roll the dice, and if I get sick, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
And instead of the insurance companies going, oh boy, we've got to address this. We got to get these prices down so these healthy people will come back. They'll just send a lobby into Congress and go, you've got to get the fees back on here, or the fines back on.
Yeah. And when you hear the people say, I'm going to roll the dice, because I've seen more people say that's the phrase you're using, what happens is somebody who's 32, who's fit, says, screw it, I'm going to roll the dice. I'll go pay cash if I need to for something. Those are the people that offset the people who are sick, who will do everything to make sure they have their stuff covered. So now you've made the pool of healthy people smaller. Now the pool of sick people is getting bigger. And now what do you think is going to happen to the premiums? Through the roof. Through the roof. And even as we talked about it last week, man, your deductible, it's so huge. $7,500, $27,000 gazillion dollars. I mean, but Belle and I we were comparing last week, because we were going through our stuff, and I'm like, my God, if you do hit your deductible, something's happened.
My premium for the gold plan would have been double what it was last year because we're switching companies. Now, the company does pay the lion's share of my premiums, but still for it to increase 100%, it's kind of ridiculous.
Think about that, though. If you weren't paying those, what that would be. I mean, good God. It's just, and I, this weekend, I just kind of went, had a little fun, just kind of look it up, see what I would be paying. I would have just rolled the dice.
Since we've already gone through open enrollment, those prices for us are locked in through next year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're locked in for next year. And again, because we're such a large company, it helps us. But their premiums are going up too. So,
Yeah, if you knew what the company was paying as their portion of my premium, if I had to pay that all myself, I would be screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's massive. It is. And that's why you're hearing people, the average is going to go up well over 100%. Yeah, there's one lady, I was on ABC earlier, she was paying $289 for her and her two kids. Now she's going to have to pay over $1,100 or right around there and dip into her retirement just to cover what's going on. And, and if you don't expect that, and if you're living at the edge where that is going to put you over, people are going to roll the dice.
I understand these companies need to make a profit, but when you subsidize something so heavily, it seems like you would have the right to force them to come to you to request an increase.
Yeah.
Because, it's like, doesn't NES have to go to the city council to get the water?
Just pretty much every municipality that has any kind of public electricity, water, any of that stuff, they usually have to go and vote. Permission to do it. Not this. And you know why? Because maybe they don't have a big enough lobbying group. Don't give them the opportunity to have one. Am I right? But if you're at that point where somebody just text in and said they make $80,000 a year and they're having a tough time paying their bills and they have no money left to enjoy life. All they do is work and pay bills. That's it. Work, pay bills, and that's it. And
somebody said churches have huge capacity or huge capability. And I think that's one of the things that's going to be a blow softener is you've got a lot of churches out there that are going to come to
come to the rescue. To make up the shortfall.
To make up and to help people not only in their own churches that attend their churches, but other people that come in looking for help.
Which is another one of those things where, again, nobody would starve in this country if there wasn't SNAP. But as we said last week, just because there's not SNAP doesn't mean they won't snap some of that tax money still from you for something else. But there's going to be, a lot of these places have been gearing up for this, whether it's the NGOs or just a regular nonprofit that has nothing to do with the government, or churches who are preparing for what might be a very tough time, especially as we head into Thanksgiving. We'll see. I mean,
what I don't ever see the Republicans asking on the floor of either chamber is, wasn't Obamacare supposed to fix this?
Yes. See, but Obamacare was supposed to fix this if everything, like anything in government, if everything goes 100% the way it's supposed to, and millions upon millions of people are funneled into this thing, this just Obamacare thing, and if all of that happened the way it was supposed to, it would have. But the minute 10% doesn't do it and they do something else, or they decide, screw it, I'll pay it, well, then it makes the premiums go up.
They should still be on the floor going, you told us this was going to fix this problem.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. But the problem is,
I'm sure the cause will be, well, Republicans did this, that, or the other. You lied to us. It didn't fix the problem.
No, it didn't fix the problem. It made the problem worse, and it made it more expensive. And even the Washington Post 2 weeks ago came out with a big, giant piece about it didn't fix anything. It made everything worse because it made us further from our healthcare provider, right, from the person that we're supposed to be getting healthcare from, and it made it more expensive, which is not what it was supposed to be. All right, coming up, who knows what? We'll surprise you, I promise you that. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. A lot of you chiming in, saying that you make $80,000 a year, and some people are like, you're living beyond your means. You got a family of 4. You'd be surprised how fast that goes, especially if your kids are young, both of you are working, and you got to go through, child care and all that kind of stuff.
A family of 2 after you've taken out taxes and split that money in half, that ain't a lot.
No, it's not. And you got rent, and what's your rent? It's like, well, we could, yes, we could all go, I could be a miser. Let me tell you something. I was doing really well for a while before my wife and I got married. I lived in a casita with no kitchen for like 5 years because I didn't care. I didn't need the money. I didn't care. Right? Like I could be a miser all day long and save and live well below my means. I tell you guys this now, like for me, for cars, I don't care about cars. I don't care about stuff like that. But then you get kids, you get some other stuff, you realize there's just certain things you need to have. But to think that, like Bell said, after rent, after taxes, after all the things, it starts to add up. Somebody just said, I own a small business owner, can't afford health insurance, $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month.
The fault of the government.
Yeah. It's the same reason we talk about, when you go to college and you wonder why college went from being something where you could work part-time, pay for yourself to go to school. Now you can't because it's $100,000 for 4 years. In some places, it's $100,000 a year. I mean, you come out with a mortgage payment. Why is that? Is it because, that's right, they decided to get involved and guarantee everything, the federal government. Once they did that, prices went up. And somebody, we were talking about earlier about why didn't Obamacare work? Because government does this. They give you the best case scenario without the worst case scenario ever being told to you.
Yeah, and they completely ignore any potential unintended consequences because the consequences haven't come home to roost yet.
Yeah. That's it. Right there, man. They tell you if we do, even like with the one big beautiful bill, this is all going to be great. If everything is perfect and nothing ever goes wrong, yeah, it'll work. But we all know the unintended consequences, right? Obamacare didn't think everybody would drop out of the pool and say, screw it, I'll pay the $900 a year as a fine because I can't afford this crap.
Oh, and I know for a fact, I've seen this, that in the law, if you did not make above a certain a level of money, you could claim destitution or poverty, and you would not be fined, and you would not be required to be on the insurance. And
then what you can do is you can go become an independent contractor and only pay so much, get so much. There's ways to wiggle around it. You have to think about the unintended consequences. But when so many people who were healthy dropped out of it, all you had was sick people. Sick people don't cover themselves.
But they always claim that this is for the poor. This is for the people that are worst off. And those people were not even required to be on it.
Yeah.
They could get a waiver.
They could get a waiver, right? They're already getting some sort of Medicare in some way, shape, or form, some sort of health care. All right, coming up, hour number 3. I'm going to tell you what I would do if the health care situation gave me an opportunity. I think a lot of you would feel this way as well. We'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Hour number 3, Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.